it's funny, like, when I actually look at my art, it has nothing to do with that band. You know, it has nothing to do with what the band talks about or says. It's like, just the name itself caught my eye. Just that word, Tendenciez. But I feel like it's just weirdo shit. It's like, you got tendencies just to be weirdo. You know, be a freak. You know.
You got
like,
tendencies to
rob
a 12-pack from them.
Exactly, you know, it's like...
That's my tendency problem.
On. Take one. Artocast.
Recording?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You bring some stuff over, it's okay. What you got, man? How you doing?
Good. What have we been up to, man? It's Saturday.
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
You know,
The sun's out.
got
We
here
usually
early.
do this at night.
Yeah. Did you wake up early for this?
I did, but then I had to take a nap.
You get up.
And your fucking haircut woke me up. Woody Woodpecker at the door.
Do you get up early? Like, you do the old man thing? You get up early?
I wake up at like 6 or 5 every morning.
Do you?
Yeah.
Or do you use it because you can't sleep in?
Yeah.
Because I can't sleep in.
Yeah, it's the old man syndrome.
Yeah, syndrome.
Once you turn 40, you can't sleep in anymore.
You're 40? I'm 15 years old. I can't sleep. What about you, Mr. Cole?
What's up?
Did you sleep in?
Not really.
Okay.
I like the mornings.
Yeah, me too, especially around right now. In the summer, it's like perfect.
Yeah. Mornings and evenings in the summer are my jam.
I'm an old man when it comes to sleep.
We're all saying the same thing. But I'm only 13. Nah, get up in the morning.
There's no moon out, so we got no moon moments.
There's moon moments all the time.
We got some stars out there, though.
Got the star moment.
Yeah.
You're a star.
Speaking of stars, who do we got here today?
Oh, we got my man Cole. Tendenciez Art.
Shout out Tendenciez Art.
Tendenciez Art.
Yeah.
All around.
Not Tennessee, Tendenciez.
Tendencies. But yeah, great guy.
Hell yeah.
Around the scene, everywhere, hanging out. Putting his art everywhere, getting clips everywhere, putting his stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And like I said, I look at Instagram and I see the cool stuff, but everybody's connected to everybody. And so,
Small Lake City,
running
brother.
this guy,
Yeah.
we've had to reschedule a few times, but we're blessed to have him.
Yeah.
Let's hear it from him.
Let's
How
hear
about
it.
that?
Let's
All right.
hear it.
Everybody,
Make the
Tennessee
introduction.
Art, Cole. Come on in.
Let the axe drop.
Coming in hot. That is you carved that skate? There you go.
No, it's a
You carved that though.
scram skateboards. So they
Damn, I like it.
They cut their own shapes.
I like it.
They have these crazy old shark fins going on and shit.
It's old school.
Yeah, I like that. Board.
Hell yeah.
But you sharpened that yourself right there, or they cut
No,
it like
it
that?
comes like that.
What? Yeah.
They wild out.
Anything from Satan.
Mic check. Are we working?
Yeah.
Mic check. Mic check.
It's on. It's hot.
Cool. Got a hot mic here. Hot mic.
Hot mic.
Sponsored by Liquid Death. We still haven't seen any water from them.
We've got a few waters from them, but it was, freeze free.
Keep it coming, Liquid. Anyways, we're here
Where's
with
the Coors Light sponsor?
yeah,
Oh.
Coors Light sponsored.
It's sponsored anyway by who the buyer.
Yeah, so we're here for another Artocast. We're here with Cole, my main man Cole here. Local artist and local skater. We're gonna get into some nitty gritty, basically here. So
Hell yeah.
what I usually do, like I tell people, I just kind of start off with a little quick bio. Just kind of tell us where you're from, and you know.
Grew up in Southern California, out in desert rat. Just a little mixture of desert rat, and also down in like Costa Mesa, kind of Orange County area a little
Nice.
bit. And just lucked out where our little town and desert was called Ridgecrest, California, and it was out in the middle of nowhere, Mojave. And we had one skate park in the whole town, and
Wow.
it was kind of a crust pit. It was pretty gnarly, but like it was just like it's, out there it gets like 100 degrees, over, and just you'll be out there skating, whatever, but it's fun, and it'll be right, the skate park is right next to the high school, so just get off school and go straight to skate, or
Hot as hell out there.
or get school, go skate, or whatever you gotta do,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hot as hell, and it was nice to go visit family down by the beach here and there, Costa Mesa and stuff. I grew up here and there too, in Orange County, and
What's the beach
cool
out in
parks down
Costa
there.
Mesa?
Well, it's like Costa Mesa is like one town inland from like Newport and Huntington.
Okay.
So like Newport and Huntington are the beach towns,
Yeah.
and then Costa Mesa is the one town inland.
You ever go to Crystal Cove?
I'm not sure.
Kind of just in between there, like between
Sounds familiar.
Laguna and Newport.
Oh yeah. I
It's like-
kind of grew up
It's got
all
like
over
cliffs and stuff.
that area growing up and stuff.
Did
but,
you skate the basic bowl?
my favorite place to skate when I was down there was the Volcom skate park in Costa Mesa. It was right next to the Costa Mesa High School. But like that park really ruled. It has like a really cool little peanut bowl in the corner at the park, and it's like the perfect little bowl to learn on. And it was just fun. Like over the years of like going down there and visiting family or whatever. 'Cause my aunt still lives down there, and I still go down there quite a lot to visit. And it's like you'll see the same locals like years later. Down there, and like they'd be like, "Oh man, dude! Like I remember when I first saw you down here, you were just starting out, and now you're ripping." It's cool seeing the progression of somebody.
Yeah.
And like it just be like, cause like it is down in like the heart of Orange County area and stuff, but like it also like it is a very like what do you call that? Like this, like there is kind of local vibe still, where it's like it is like. Right in the middle, it's Costa Mesa right there, and there's like all these other like big cities all around it and stuff. But it's cool how regardless, every skate park has their locals.
Yeah. No one wants to leave. They love the place.
Yeah, it's like whenever I'm down there visiting, that's kind of my favorite part to go to. Like that's a fun park.
I love that.
It's like hanging out by the bowl for hours and skating the bowl.
Do you think Salt Lake has that homie vibe?
Oh yeah, like we were talking about earlier, 9th and 9th skate park.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 9th and 9th is my spot.
You live by there too.
Oh yeah, I live by there.
And by the strip club.
Folks, we got a stripper here.
No, he's probably never been there.
I guarantee he's stripped there before.
Strip there?
Speedo?
I tease it up, we get wild,
Real private dancer?
A little freaky wild,
I like where you live, man. You buy it all. You can roll to your favorite spot, hit the strip club.
9th and 9th, regardless of strip clubs, 9th and 9th, that's my spot. I can get lost there for hours, all the homies are there, you can have a brew, hang out at the park for hours,
Yeah.
It's one of the few parks that actually has shade, it's downtown, it's like, it's just like a good local vibe down there. Just like all the homies are just like pretty much like when I first moved to Utah 7 years ago from California. I discovered 9th and 9th, and I was like, man, this is the spot. Like you can just go down. Some nights you'll wild out and you'll try to get some new tricks, and some nights you just want to sip a brew after work and just do some frontside grinds. And either way, it's fun times.
Do they close down the skate parks at a certain hour?
Pretty much most skate parks. The Vans Park over in Rose Park and News Park. They'll close that park down and have hours for it and stuff, and they'll have fences around it. But 9th and 9th is that's the cool hood thing about it, where it's there's no fence around it, so there's no lights, so you can only be there so long. Until it's too dark to skate.
Yeah.
Camp out at the bottom of the bowl.
There you go.
Sleep in the park.
Some real skate rat shit.
Yeah. You've been to those ledges in the back?
Well,
I just. Why am I thinking of that? I have no freaking idea. Because I drove there with Conrad.
Behind the park?
Yeah.
When COVID first started.
Yeah.
Me and my homie Dimitri and some other local 9th and 9th homies. Mostly Dimitri. He built he's just a rattle, a skate rat in the area, and he built a whole bunch of these obstacles, and he put him. And there's these tennis courts or a bike polo court behind 9th and 9th.
Yeah. And they have those natural.
Yeah, it's it's this whole little court, and Dimitri built these little A-frame rails and this little box or this little kicker or just all these kind of things, little kicker up to a wall, make a wall ride or whatever. It's it's like it was a little like just like total like just nomad. Just like everything is
You tamed the locals
You
during
know,
the
like,
COVID. Got them all in there.
you know, like because like we were all trying we were sort of trying to avoid skating night, you know,
Yeah.
because like we did like. You know, we don't want to be those guys. Like we're all told to be social distancing and all that, but like and we're all still like charging the park every day or something like that. You know, like 'cause, like technically when COVID started, like they closed down the parks for a second. You know, now the parks are open, but like back then, like just a few months ago, we all like kind of not all like just a few of us like most of Dimitri built all these obstacles, and then like. I came down one Saturday with my friend Mike Witt and a couple of his kids, and I kind of like invited a few of my good friends, and I was like, hey guys, like I need a few hands. I want to like paint all the obstacles, you know, like so like the Dimitri made everything, and like most of the things Dimitri makes and other projects too. I'll paint too. Like we have some secret spots around town. That disclosed, I can't tell the camera, you know, secret spots. We have our zones.
Gotta keep it
Off camera. Good, man.
It's nice to
I've
collaborate.
seen all
with,
your stuff on that, like places. That's sick.
But it's nice to collaborate with a friend who's good at building ramps and stuff, and I'll come in and paint some cool little waste-away creatures on the side of it or something, some eyeballs and shit.
Yeah.
So is having fun. It's a little mixture of all kinds of different kinds of paint and whatever, and just that's my thing. I like to paint and skate and draw. And
So do you think skating is what brought you into art, or did art bring you into skating?
well, I think it's vice versa. Where I was definitely making art way before I even started skating.
Yeah.
Ever since I was even even 10 years old, like. I always like had a sketchbook on me. I would always have a little like this little backpack, a little side bag, whatever, and always had sketchbooks and some markers in there, some pens, whatever, you know. And it's like I've always been a sketchbook kid. It's like sketchbook always on me, even when I was like 10 years old and younger. You know, it's like if you're just like trekking around in public transit around like because like especially when I was living more in like because I didn't move out in the desert like I was saying earlier until I was like 13, so like I spent my whole childhood mostly in like all over Orange County. So like and me and my family mostly got around in public transit back then too, so like I was always just like hitting the sketchbook when we were on bus stops and stuff.
Public transit?
Yeah, it's like
buses.
always like
I want to do that too, especially where you live. You can do all that. You know?
I mean, but
Public transportation.
nowadays it's like it's just how I get around still because it's what I'm used to. But like being a kid, like that's how my mom got around too.
Oh really?
You know, like it just sometimes the way life works, you know, and it's like
It's cheaper than buying gas,
Yeah.
right?
I did that in Tampa recently with a friend. We just did the bus everywhere.
yeah.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
But
That's
me and
how
my
it
little
was.
sister, my mom, I was get around public transit, and I was like having my little side bag of sketchbook and stuff, and it's like, you know, so like, and back then, like, I remember like carrying around a little like CD player Walkman too, like, and having a little CD case in my bag, because like that's like the one thing I kind of like. Music's a big thing to me, but like, man, like, but back then it's like. You don't have it. Like nowadays, you got everything on your Spotify on your phone, and you know. And then like for a little bit, a few years ago, it was all about your little like MP3 player iPod.
How about this little ancient guy?
Oh, I have one of those.
It still works. Thanks, Apple. It still works.
That's what I'm talking about. A few years ago, I had one of those.
Yeah, I don't need the internet for that either.
Not keeping
But
track.
I still keep one of those on me with some music, because like if I ever like run out of data on my phone or something like that, I'll still bust one of those out and plug it in my stereo, you know.
Yeah.
But still like there's still like an organic feel to like, you know, like I don't know, like for a little bit I was trying to rock with the tape player, you know, just like. You know, listen to tapes as I go around town, whatever, you know.
Old school Walkman.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I remember being like, you know, 12, whatever, and just like having a little like CD player Walkman, you know.
And it's like I think that's so cool. It's like and then go in your computer, make like a little mix CD, like you can put a little Nirvana, a little Zeppelin, a little Sabbath, a little, your kid, and just like the bands you're first into, like. And then like over the years, I got more into punk, whatever. But like it was still like I still love those kind of bands. I'm just saying like over the years you get getting like more faster or weirder kind of stuff,
Yeah, with public transportation, you've got time.
Yeah, you got time, exactly.
You get the sketchbook. And
that's pretty much a moral story I'm trying to get at. You got time, so like you put your tunes on, get your sketchbook,
slow it
get
down,
going.
America. Slow it down.
Let's all just chill out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
slow it down.
I've always been
Let's
about
go back
sketchbook,
to how you got here.
Yeah. So you're here in Salt Lake. Welcome to Salt Lake. How'd you make the decision to come here?
School, pretty much. I went to a trade school out here, where I did culinary, but I didn't really get into culinary early. I did, and I graduated it, stuff, and like, but and it was a good excuse to move here, but like. And like that school was like only like lasted about a year, but like once I graduated that I moved got a spot with some homies that I went to school with downtown and stuff, and like and we were just and since day one like any homies friends I have, I meet them all through skateboarding, like.
Did you come out here all alone?
Yeah, I didn't know anybody here when I moved here. It's kind of like just came out here for at school.
It's like you're a pioneer, man. You're just going to the unknown land.
See how it sounds without the fan on?
That worked cool.
Okay.
Not too bad.
Don't matter.
But yeah, came out here for school, finished that pretty quick, and just like, but pretty quickly because. After like kind of just like figuring it out, just like do my own thing. It's like catching like just weird easy jobs at first right away. Just like when you're by yourself, you just gotta make it happen. If you don't make it happen, you're not gonna survive. Like so just like getting like lame jobs, working at Dunkin' Donuts downtown, whatever. Just like just whatever. Just like
sweeping the floors at Wendy's.
I got that job at Dunkin' Donuts. I worked at Papa Murphy's Pizza downtown. There's all these like little lame spots.
Did you ever piss in a cop's coffee?
That'd be cool.
Was that Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, they got coffee.
It's like, but like about 6 years ago, like pretty shortly after I moved here, because I've always had an interest in music and stuff. But like never got into playing it. I've always been a visual artist, but I discovered doing like stagehand work, like setting up production stuff for concerts.
Yeah.
So like about 6 years ago, like I've always had an interest in that kind of stuff, but like I never really just like knew how to get into it, and like I kind of stumbled upon like I was just renting a room off Craigslist. And one of the other guys who's also renting a room from the same house was doing like production work, and he was working for the local like, stagehand union, and so I went down and applied one day, and so I've been working for the stagehand union for about 6 years now. So like that's one of my many things I like to do is like a lot of audio and lighting and stuff like that for like. And it's mostly like the bigger venues is just fun too. It's like you get to see all these big shows and stuff, and like.
You ever set up for Twilight?
The concert series?
Yeah.
Which
I missed the Twilight.
Which is quite a shit show. Because it's so fucking hot. And it's what was it 2 or 3 years ago? We were doing down at Pioneer Park, and man. That's a show I want to avoid setting up, and that's a hot one. And like it's not like it's hot. You're in Pioneer Park, so you're seeing people doing things that you don't want people to see. See people doing things. You're seeing people shooting up. You're hanging out in this like scummy park at downtown. And it's not fun. But like moral of the story of that whole thing is just kind of it just it was just rad. Like spontaneously, like organically get involved of a cool like sort of career trade that I have interest in,
Yeah.
and pretty quickly after moving here. You know, so like I've always kind of done that as kind of like a, even if I didn't have like an actual like 9 to 5 or normal kind of job, I always had that job too.
Yeah.
So like it's always a nice little back burner where like you know like if I'm not doing like a normal like a consistent job, I can still go, oh, I need some work. I'll go see what gigs I can get. You know.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. But yeah, I discovered that pretty quickly after I moved here. But just like, you know, making a buy in Salt Lake, you know, just like,
Well,
you know.
Let's dive into the art aspect here. Which is,
Yeah, that's what we're here for, right?
I'm excited to talk about your art. What do you say would be your main influence that got you into art?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I've always carried around a sketchbook and stuff. I've always been like, it's always about doodling, always drawing, you know, like painting here and there and stuff, and different mediums. I always like photography and stuff. Like I'll even just carry around a disposable camera, my fanny pack or something, or my jacket pocket, whatever, you know. Just like, but I never really knew how to like you know, distribute or publish or put out my art until like 6 years ago or 7 years ago when I first moved here. I was kind of like, I was going to the downtown library pretty much every other day or something like that to just sit down and draw, have a cup of coffee and draw. And I walk into the library this one Saturday during like 2013 summer, and they're having like a zine festival, which a zine is like a self-published magazine. Or anybody on the camera doesn't know what it is, you know.
Shout out to the zine
zines
world.
So zine is an abbreviation for magazine, and it's a self-published magazine, and it's usually done in like a Kinko's or, you know, like a just like any sort of copy machine, you know, just like you just double side a normal piece of paper,
Real low key.
Yeah, whatever you want the topic to be, you know, it's whatever your heart desires.
It's cheaper and you can get more editions.
Yeah.
You can create so much.
And it's just like, that's the idea, just like absolutely whatever you want. It could be drawings, it could be doodles, it could be photos, it could be poetry, anything you want. And so like,
It used to not be a Facebook post.
Really?
You used to have to get the zine or the
Well,
copy
the
of something
zines.
to know.
The cool thing about the zine
to
scene
know.
is that they're not really out for money. They're out for the creation.
exactly. That's why I fell in love with it. That's why I thought it was so rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to the library and I sit down at least for a couple hours and draw, have a cup of coffee for a pretty repetitive back then about doing that. And I walk into the Salt Lake Library that day on Saturday, and they had the zine festival going on. I'm like, whoa, I never even heard of a zine. What is this, you know? And I'm walking from table to table, kind of checking out everybody's wares and zines or prints or stickers, wherever people are hustling, and checking it all out. I'm like, nothing's really scratching me too much, you know. Nothing's really getting me too fired up yet. But I stumbled upon this one homie sitting at his table, Sam Miliante, and a really good homie of mine, and he was hustling zines, and he had some it was all skate photos, and I was like, whoa, this is rad, what's going on here? And so like I saw what he was doing, and it inspired me to go out and make my zine, you know. So I was like, that was like 2013. So the following year, 2014, at that same festival, I applied, and between 2013 and 14, I made a couple zines, and a mixture of drawings and photos, because I was kind of doing a lot of like disposable cameras, and just, I had like back then I had a 35mm like this Canon, and I just got like for second hand, and I was kind of just like shooting photos of my friends skating, or just like random like the things I see around, just like whatever. I always thought photography was cool, form of art is cool, visual, and just like it's always been kind of like a back burner thing. Drawing is way more in the forefront, but like I made a couple of zines. and one was called "I Like My Sugar, Coffee and Cream," and it was all drawings on disposable coffee cups.
Oh.
It's all drawings on disposable coffee cups, and I just kind of like. I actually just put out a. I made that zine like I said like 6 years ago, but just this past year, 2019, I just made a second issue of that because I thought that idea was fun, and I had because like the whole idea of that is kind of fun to me. It's just like cause I remember even back then I had a friend even telling somebody like somebody was kind of stumped on like what to make a zine about, and they didn't want to make a zine, but they were kind of stumped to make a zine about, you know. And I had a friend telling them like, well. Like my friend Cole made a zine, and it was this simplicity of just like collecting a bunch of like disposable coffee cups he drew on, and taking a pair of scissors and cutting out the drawing out off the cup, and Scotch taping them down a piece of paper, and just like copying it, and like it's only a little 6-page zine or something like that, you know.
Yeah. Where was it? Oh, you got it.
Actually, might even have it on me or something like that thing. Hopefully I do. Hey, I do. So this is like the one I just made recently. I like my sugar, coffee, and cream. And this is technically a volume 2, but it didn't addresses volume 2. But I either said like drawings on disposable coffee cups, and I have it. This Tendenciez Art 2019. So like. You can see that, and it's like that's the whole like. I'm actually pretty stoked. I actually had it on me just now, like, because I always have this random like stickers or zines in my backpack. And, like,
I was gonna ask if you still had that, and you had it in your bag, man.
And so like, you know, like, you can see the simplicity of like some of the doodles. You know, it's like where it's just kind of like, you know, I think it's just a fun idea of like. You know, like, and a lot of times it's more like going out of town or something like that, like or sitting on a bus, or, you know, or even locally, I'm sitting on the bus or something like that, or it's like, I feel a lot of art I do is like, you know, I'm skating around or I sit at a bus stop or something like that, trying to get to work or something like that, and it's like, I bust out my sketchbook, or I'm like, oh shoot, I have my sketchbook on me. Oh, I'm sipping this coffee cup and it's all plain white, and I got a Sharpie in my pocket. I'll start
That's to do about music.
I'll start drawing little eyeballs on it, or start drawing little faces or whatever, you know?
You come up with something, you gotta get it down quick, or it disappears.
It's kind of just like...
Yeah.
So like and the title of that is actually spawned off of the Beastie Boys song.
I love the boys.
So like the Beastie Boys Intergalactic.
And
like halfway through the song goes, I like my sugar with coffee and cream. You know, I've always been a huge nerd about coffee, and it's like I always loved this getting jacked up in coffee and drawing. So it's like, of course, like it's the middle of the day over here, we're drinking beers, you know, but like I'm way more of a coffee guy. I like to just drink a bunch of coffee and draw.
What are some of your who would you say are some of your influences as far as art goes?
Oh man, I'm pretty all over the place in influences.
Anybody in classical art or
like even as like earlier when we mentioned like was that a Gonzo guy who did like the
Ralph Steadman, I believe it is.
Ralph Steadman, you know, like he's classic, you know.
Yeah.
But even like I draw a lot of influences from like early like skate art too, like Neil Blender. He was from the 80s, and he was one of the first guys to put one of his own graphics on his skateboard.
Nice.
Like I have one of his drawings tattooed on my arm, and it's the Neil Blender first graphic, and it's him, and it's this weird little elf dude, curly shoes and whatever, and he's holding a coffee cup, and again, I like coffee. You know, and it's kind of like it brings back around, you know, it's full circle on the whole making art and coffee, because like to me like Neil Blender kind of just like he had a simple drawing, and it's kind of like it was cool, like it's kind of it was a spread of the full board, you know, and it's like I always thought it was just like oh man, this guy like it's his first time, his first drawing on his board, and like it's called the Coffee Break, and it's just like I was rad, you know, and just like but Neil Blender, like Mark Gonzalez, you know, it's like
Shout out.
like guys like that, you know, it's like Ed Templeton, you know, it's like
Ed Templeton,
and
Thomas Campbell.
Thomas Campbell, but Ed Templeton, you emphasized him a little bit, and like Ed Templeton is definitely a huge influence. Like I'm surprised I mentioned him first, because like, and I've actually was it like I don't know, I was like I'm 27, so I met him like I met him when I was like 20, and I was just randomly like coincidentally I was in LA. Visiting family, and my grandpa lives in Simi Valley, which is right like half an hour north of LA, and I just happened like, and it was way before I had any sort of like Instagram or anything like that. You know, it's like I just kind of like was just kind of nerding out online randomly, and just like happened to see like it's like, whoa, that's like little show flyer or whatever it is for today, and it was like at Templeton having an art show at the downtown Mocha Museum in LA, and it's a museum of contemporary art, Mocha, that's what it abbreviates, and like it just happened to be like coincidentally like just like whoa, that's crazy, like I'm in LA, he's having an art show, boom, you know, like putting out one of his new photo books. And I like took the train from my grandpa's Simi Valley to downtown LA, and like planned it all out that day. And like I was pretty like just didn't have much money. I was kind of just like whatever, but I still like balled out a little bit and got his book that he was selling. And I still have it at my house now. It's like really rad, like hard copy. There's a Wayward Cogger Nation, whatever, and just like. It has like a drawing of one of his eyeballs on the cover.
Yeah.
And it's a whole book. It's just like his collection of like 30 years of photos.
Yeah.
And it's like so cool. Like, and that's also like when I mentioned like I like photography and drawing. Like that's a great example of like photographer, doodler, art, drawer, or whatever, and skateboarder. You know, like he's that's the man right there at Templeton. You know.
Oh yeah.
But it's like it was really rad to like you know.
I'm surprised you run into him in Newport.
What was that old book that had all the skate art in it? Was it Pretty Losers or Beautiful?
Oh yeah,
Losers?
I heard of that.
Beautiful, Pretty or Beautiful Losers had all those old schoolers in it.
You mentioned Newport just now.
Yeah, why didn't you see him?
He hangs out down in Huntington.
Oh, that's not that far.
I have like I didn't say what's up really, but I have been on a Huntington Beach Pier, and so like. This is a little bit of a rabbit trail of a topic, but it's also a fun topic that I would tell eventually. So it's a fun story.
Okay.
So like 4 or 5 years ago, like 2015, me and my best friend Jake, we hitchhiked from Salt Lake down to Vegas. For the Punk Rock Bowling Festival. It's like this big punk festival down in Vegas every year, and they have like 30 plus punk bands playing it down in Fremont Strip, and it's like that year I think it was like Discharge, Cockspar, like Leftover Crack, is all these like killer bands, and but we go down there and then. We catch a ride with one of our buddies who was leaving from here to go down there. But like when we got down to Vegas, we hitched a ride from Vegas down to Southern California, and then we hitchhiked all the way up the West Coast, and eventually made it all to Seattle, and then back down through Boise back to Salt Lake. So we just one big loop. But when we got to like Mount Shasta area in Northern California.
I want to go there. It's on my list.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
But when we got to Mount Shasta area, there's a little town right next to Shasta called Dunsmuir, and it's a little like this train town. And one of our goals on that trip was to hop one freight train. So like we hopped a train from Dunsmuir to Eugene, Oregon, and so it was about a 10-hour ride that we're sitting on.
You go full Woody Guthrie.
But this whole side note of that story, due to the Templeton story, was because on that same trip, because like the whole entire time, like me and Jake's goal was just hitchhike up the West Coast, hitting all the skate parks along the way, and it's like and it was before either of us had any sort of like whatever I was just shooting like. There was no Instagram like that really. That we didn't care about that back then.
MySpace.
Yeah. So like I was just shooting like disposable camera photos. And just like we were just being like just having a good time.
Hell yeah.
I just feel like I got emphasized up sometimes. 'Cause I feel like so many homies now are just like it's a big part of like your day to day sometimes. It's like it's nice like that back then it was like more organic.
Yeah.
And just like. And I was really into like shooting film photos and stuff, so it just made it fun,
Stuff was a lot more organic back then.
And it's crazy that just 5 years ago, like how like, but again, like we're all going to do this all day today. We're just like we're little rabbit trails of like stories, or like we're going to try to keep up with another story and to replay another story. But so our whole goal was to travel and hit all the skate parks, right? And my friend Jake, he was traveling with an accordion, right? And that's some heavy shit to be traveling with an accordion. But we were on the Huntington Beach Pier. We're at
Go to Kindburger?
What's that?
Burger place there in Huntington?
They went to Burger Shack.
Shout out to Kindburger, it's pretty good.
We weren't really eating out.
They were killing their food.
The only eating out we were doing was like dumpstering and shit, It's like we're like eating pizza out of trash cans and shit, so some real punk rock shit,
There we go. I need that trip.
So we're on Huntington Beach Pier, and Jake's playing accordion. And we meet some other dudes on the pier playing guitar and shit. And like Jake's trying to make a couple bucks off of playing accordion. And like my like art game wasn't too good back then. Of like I was still learning the ways like hustling art whatever. So like I had a couple like little drawings. I was kind of propping up on his case for his accordion whatever like. But I would sell things here and there, but like he was the main moneymaker of his accordion because it's such like a obscure instrument,
Yeah.
But so this whole story is coming to because Ed Templeton was walking by and shot a photo of us playing the accordion.
He hangs out a lot in Huntington, doesn't he?
Yeah, 'cause he lives in Huntington, so he walks the pier pretty like daily.
Yeah.
Like for a while he was doing that like. Daily HB photos, whatever. And he's made zines too. Like he does it on Instagram, but he also does like a lot of like zines where he'll do like daily HB photos, zines, whatever, and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Like he's also been a person who does a lot of zines and stuff. Has always been an influence on zines. So like that's why he's all around full circle. Like Ed Templeton, like photographer, skater, doodler, zine guy. But yeah, like. When you ask like influence of like artists, like definitely like I mean of course there's like a lot of like way more older school artists to reference and stuff, but like being a skateboarder of course you draw a lot of influence from skate artists, like so like Neil Blunder or like John Lucero who does black label graphics, like
how about Duane stuff? Like
Duane Peters, like he rules, and like I've always been he's always been a big influence for like, especially like art, like he's cool for art, but like in skating he's always been influence of skate tricks for me, cause I love like doing like laybacks in the bowl, and like he was a bit in like a sweeper or something like that, and that's a lot of tricks that he invented, but like I am kind of purposely not bringing him up to also, but I'm also like down to bring up too, cause like. He is like really kind of like problematic, kind of like a piece of shit these days.
People have been saying that.
And like
I've not heard that.
Who?
Duane Peters. That's what Conrad Keel was saying. That's what Conrad Keel said on his episode too. He's like, "Oh, fucking piece of shit." He gave my friend lice, his kids, her kids.
I don't know about that, but
She used to live
the
next.
one thing I
Give
would.
somebody lice.
I don't. Dwayne
Scratch
Peters
your
can
head.
give you lights.
I don't know about that, but the one thing I would make note of him.
I can cut this up, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you don't want to.
No, I mean, I'm down to talk about him. I was gonna bring him up because like he is definitely like a huge influence on like me being a punk rocker and a skateboarder. Like doing laybacks. Like I remember seeing him like in Thrasher magazine wearing a vest and stuff. He was always a big influence in that. And like I wish he could have stayed core to like what I was influenced by. Of just like, but drugs got to his head. He did too much heroin over the years, and now he's just like a straight kook, really heavy Trump supporter. And
What? I didn't know that part either.
And he just
Would you visit his shop, Skeleton Key, down there?
Oh, I haven't. No.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't. And now, I mean, if he was like how he was years ago, because like when I was like 15, 16, and
He was injured a long time though, right?
Even to like kind
I'm
of
surprised he's burning
even-
candles at both ends for so long. That's
Yeah.
fucking-
Maybe he got concussed or something.
but
But
even
to
the
have a
two,
lot of survivors, that guy's surviving. When he should be dead, I think.
even to kind of tiptoe towards like, another subject, I'm pretty sure we'll talk about in a bit of like getting into skateboarding. You know, like my early years of getting into skateboarding. You know, just like I remember having a board like super young, like being like 12 or whatever. But like I didn't take skateboarding super like more quote unquote serious. You know, like it is a wooden toy. You know, like how much serious you can take a wooden toy. But it has taken over my life, and I love skateboarding. You know, but like I remember being 15, 16, and like really getting into skateboarding. Always looking at every Thrasher that comes out and stuff, and I remember seeing like an article on Duane Peters. You know, and seeing him in the mag, and it's like, you know, Thrasher is the Bible for skateboarders. You know, like Thrasher is the shit. You know, and like we would be looking at Thrasher. And I saw this article, and it was like the top 5 tricks Duane Peters, you know, and it was like, or whatever, one of those kind of things, you know, and it's like, and he's all like, you know, cut off, dicky shorts, you know, just like a denim vest all covered in patches, you know, like a goofy weird hat on, like mixed matched hair, you know, like that guy, cool, I want to make a vest now, like that's a punk rock skateboarder, you know, like, you know, so like, I mean. You know, I got my jacket right here. You know, it's like this skateboard on the way. Boom, boom, you know, like bada bing, bada boom. You know, it's like, but it's like that's like what influence was like. You know, freaking Duane Peters when I was like 16. But now it's 10 years later. I'm 27. You know, and I can't do math. Sorry.
I get where you come from.
I was never good at math.
No, I get where you come from. Now you look at Dwayne.
But now you look at Dwayne, you know, kind of like, oh man, I wish he was the same way when I looked at him when I was 16. But like, and nowadays he's a kook, you know, and he's all like, because you know, nowadays I see the world a different way now. I was like 16, you know, and I you know,
oh yeah,
you look at like. You can't really back somebody that hard that like also backs a clown whoever as the president, you know.
Oh,
so you know.
And now you said Trump, so of course.
Yeah.
I got.
What are some of your favorite spots here in town?
The spot. Like, I say a spot. I don't call it a skate park. It's park or spot. Yeah. I like going downtown, like, because I love skating curbs. That's my thing. Like me, like just like finding a curb downtown. That's a spot. Like, and it's funny, like. A lot of skateboarders wouldn't call this like skating a curb spot. You kind of have to have a little more imagination. You know, cause some guys, you know, they like to get a little more wild and out and like jumping down stair steps and shit. You know,
Levi style.
What's that?
Levi style.
Yeah, Levi style.
Shout
Exactly.
out to Levi.
Yeah. You know, like that's a good example of like, you know. We're both obsessed and brainwashed by the existence of skateboarding. You know, we love skateboarding. You know, like other homies we had on the show, Roy, Levi. You know, like we all love skateboarding, but at the same time, like we all like have our own styles, our own way of doing it. You know, and it's like I love this like getting fast and smashing into a nice red painted curve. You know, just like also like. I guess when we're talking about favorite artists, like I could have mentioned, but also this guy leans more towards the favorite skateboarder, Jason Adams, and like Jason Adams, like he was like one of the main guys who like put slappies, like actually put slappies in a pro part, where like you would see him like wally a hubba down like 8 stairs or something like that, or like you see him doing like whatever like big airs on something. But you'll see him do a frontside grind right after that or something like that. So like it just or frontside slappy,
Yeah.
So it's just rad to like have that difference of like like because like it is very like a curb is only like 6 inches tall max. It's like a little curb. Like and so like the whole idea of a slappy is like you're not even alling into it. You're just like just throwing the extra push in there, hauling ass, and smashing into the curb.
Yeah.
So it could be a red curb in a gutter somewhere, or it could be a parking block in a parking lot, and I can spend an hour in a parking block no problem and have the best time ever. That's my kind of spot. It's like, or a little bank to curb. Like you mentioned Fairmont. Fairmont has a good bank to curb. There's a little crusty parking block on top of the bank there. It's so much fun.
Oh yeah.
It's like put your hand down, grab the nose, and kind of like do a layback right into it or something.
Yeah,
I love that kind of stuff. People and it's like, not just like
Break time?
No, I'm just gonna do a little.
oh yeah, we
Well,
got
these
our
guys
prints here.
Yeah.
We got some prints here.
You got another one right here.
Well, as you can see that.
We're deciding on which one
Yeah.
to get here. Not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
you want a break?
take
No,
me
come
through.
back. Oh,
Take
go
me
ahead.
through your process on how you get the artwork on the grip tape.
Well, like grip tape is a whole another like ball game of topic. It's definitely I talk about because like ever since day one of skating, like even when I was mentioning how like when I was a kid, being like 16, 17, whatever, or really just like getting brainwashed by skateboarding is like it's all I cared about. It's like ever since day one, like I remember because like I mean I had boards earlier than that, but like I remember being like 16 and getting like a Santa Cruz is like just like this cool shaped Santa Cruz board. It's like it's like a cool fat tail and a round nose thing. But like even since day one, I always had it customized my grip somehow. Just like and like I remember on like the Santa Cruz little top graphic, I like cut a little flames all around it or some of shit. Or just like just punk stuff, or just like doing like a Misfits stencil or something like that, and shit like that. And then like just over the years, it kind of just like organically kind of just evolved and more, just like until like just like I've had boards so like I always go through phases where like I remember being like 20 to like 24 or something like that, and every board I had was just like I would just try to cram as much like just whatever I was into at that moment. I had to write down my board, like whatever band, or whatever book, or whatever anything I was into, like I don't play a book. I don't read books that too often, but I should. But like whatever I was into, music is my thing. It's like stenciling or just even writing paint marker. It's all over my board. So I like and like Ranch Records has always been a huge part of like the evolution of that of like doing grip tape, because like
So is each grip tape different?
I mean like so what I'm getting at right now is my own personal boards.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I've always like drawn my boards, but like now I'm throwing out the Ranch Records because like Ranch is a big part of the evolution of a grip tape art for me, because like he's only like a Brad at Ranch that gave me like kind of gave me the chance. He gave me like because he like every time like I came in for a new board, he saw my old board too, and he was all like, damn, this thing is like from tail to nose is like shit everywhere, and just like spray paint markers, all kinds of stuff, So it's like he started just like flowing me grip tape, and this was like 5 years ago or something like that, when it was just like I would just like stencil like misfits or like social distortion or just like black flag bars or just like whatever on grip, and like and just that shit was always rad to have in the shop. Just like kids whatever, not kids, skaters, just come in and they're stoked like, oh man, some cool like local sprayed like black flag or whatever, but then like over time I started like creating my own like images of like my own drawings into stencils too, and like spraying on my own boards, and then and eventually Brad started seeing that too, and it was like, oh dude, I'd rather get some of your original art too, it's like get that as well,
Yeah.
So it's like I feel a lot of like this art in general has always been a very like organic process, it was just like
spontaneous,
kind of like this kind of happens sometimes, and it's like everything from the zines to the grip tape to everything, and so like grip tape has since day one, like especially skating, and like that's I always find it really cool because like grip tape art has a really like place for me, because like it's a great combination of like skateboarding and art, and that kind of morph together.
It's a hard medium to work with because of the texture.
Yeah, texture too. Yeah. It definitely go through a lot of paint markers. Using the Sharpie like oil based paint markers, and like
the shakers.
Yeah. But like lately, I've been finding some like better like brands for like more like canvas pieces or like sketchbook pieces, like the Posca markers and stuff. But like I still like use the Sharpie ones because they're cheap. Because like I don't want to use a good quality marker on grip tape because it's going to shred at the tips anyways.
Yeah.
So like, but yeah, it was like it was always rad at Ranch selling grip tape there, just like starting out with punk band kind of imagery and stuff, and then like moving on to just like my own like drawings into stencils, and then I started calling my drawings stencils, which really I cannot think about how my head right now, like where the hell did I think of the word wastoid, where I heard it from, but like I heard it somewhere and I thought it was, man, that's a cool word. It's like wastoid,
that's like an old '80s term.
Yeah, it's like totally.
That's nothing but a wastoid.
Yeah,
some guy sipping through a garbage can, or
that's why I think too. It's like it's kind of like wastoid's kind of just like the punks and the weirdos, the freaks, and that's why I kind of try to like kind of image into that imagery, kind of just like weirdo revolution, freak weird, wastoid, planet wastoid is like I've been kind of like slowly tiptoeing towards this kind of like this whole like imagery of this kind of like, and like a lot of like ever since I started like really pushing this wastoid grip tape, planet wastoid. I've been seeing how it reflects into my sketchbook drawings too. Yeah. And it's like I've been doing even more colorful things in my sketchbook, and just like because I've been doing a lot more spray paint on the grip tape and stuff, and it's like I really enjoy that medium. It's like usually I'll like start out where it's like I'll like just spray like me a 2-3 layer stencil on the grip. Usually it's about 2 or 3 layers. But then like I've always been really obsessed with this like heavy like line work. So like I used to just do the stenciling and just call it. But then I started like, oh man, like I feel it doesn't really reflect my like art style that much just by having the stenciling. Yeah. So like then I started like, man, I laid down like a 2-3 stencil, and then I gotta go over it with like a marker. But it's a black heavy marker, but like I feel this makes it pop even more. Yeah. And it's like, but yeah, I mean like even right here is my personal board. It's a little beat up right now. I need a new board soon, but
go ahead.
Due to the times, we have destroy racism here in my own font. I cut the stencil. But this board actually is not really too much of my own art. It's a lot more like the homies and stuff.
You got the Hellraiser guy.
So like Hellraiser, shout out to another big influence on grip tape, Quickstand grip tape. So like Quickstand is my homie. He's based out of St. George, and he's been doing his grip in all the shops around here and stuff. And we've traded some art in the past, and a lot of my friends ride for his grip company and stuff. And yes,
I dig it.
some other kind of like other art I like, and this company is called Scram Skateboards that I'm riding on, and I see us saying it's pretty beat up. I skate every day.
There you
You
go.
know, but you gotta do, you know. Obviously, I have a new deck pretty soon.
I'm digging it.
But I pretty much like have never skated as like a directional or like a non-directional board. Like it's like a pop, they call it popsicle shape.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a normal quote unquote skateboard. I've always just like loved every board has been a weird shape.
I grew up with odd shapes, but then I started riding over. And then I bought this odd shape, and I love riding it, but I just can't.
Like this thing's
I
pretty,
like a bigger oval.
this thing's pretty wild. It has these little like shark fins on it,
Yeah,
like
it's-
these
yeah,
little
I
weird
do
little
that.
cutouts. Like Scram, they're mostly based out of like the Northwest and like San Diego and shit and stuff, and like so
It
like
looks like something Christian Asoy would do on his drug date.
This is just me being a skate nerd and kind of nerding out for a second, but like when I started skating like 10 years ago or whatever, Welcome Skateboards was kind of just coming out, and they're like a newer company from the past 10 years, and
They started the shape thing, didn't they?
yeah, like they were one of the newer companies that started putting out shapes again and stuff.
More, they
And like they're rad, but like at the same time, like they've kind of changed in the past few years. So like, and the original guys who wrote for Welcome, like so like 7, 8 years ago, whatever. Like it's crazy how time flies sometimes. But like the original guys who wrote for them, this guy Nolan Johnson. He was one of the original writers. He was like a kind of gnarly, like a punker guy too. Like he was definitely an influence on like just being a punker skater. Like he had like shorts covering patches, like ass banner, hanging from his back, like a vest on, little like mullet mohawk thing, and it's like I was he was sick, and but he was one of Welcome's original writers, and he sort of didn't like what they're doing. I don't need to go skate drama, but moral of the story here is that like he branched off of Welcome and started Scram.
Cool.
So like
I like that background.
That's my little background story of Scram skateboard, and then
Damn.
I back him really hard because like I've skated like maybe 8 of their boards, and it's like really cool. It's like and every single board I've had of theirs, I've always been a weird shape. And like no board has been the same board. It's always like everyone's always like crazy pointy. It comes into an oval, weird square tail. Like it's always been this weird.
Old H Street.
It's like so.
When you buy a new board, does it take you a minute to get used to it?
Maybe a little minute, but I enjoy that whole getting used to part.
Yeah.
Just like I like setting up a new deck and like pretty much like. That's kind of my process. Like I'll spend all day like gripping a board and like getting it all how I want it, and then like I'll go down to 9th and test it out, but like I always love the weird shapes. Like this whip right here is like 10, like I always love a fat board.
What do you want to say?
Well, I was just going on about like how like. Grip tape has always been so organic. How it's like I've always kind of drawn my own grip tape, and just like, and then the whole like, evolution of just like going from pump bands, then to like, my own images I cut, and then just like the whole Planet Wasteoid thing. So that's a whole like thing to me. The whole like Planet Wasteoid thing, because it's like that's a whole like it's kind of like it's kind of weird the whole idea of like theming your art, kind of just like. Almost like branding yourself to a point, but also kind of helps in that nature. of just like almost like creating like as close as I've come to like I mean like when I was like 20 I started calling my art Tendenciez Art, and like Tendenciez was spawned out of just like listening to a lot of suicidal tendencies and like bad brains and shit.
Can't go wrong there.
Yeah, and so like it just like to me just like looking at the I've always been influenced by music. What we're talking about all day today and stuff. It's like music is huge influence, you know. Like so it's like when I was like 20, listening to a lot of like suicidal and like bad brains. Like those bands influenced my early art. So it's like I started calling my art Tendenciez Art, you know.
Yeah.
But it's funny like when I actually look at my art, it has nothing to do with that band. You know, like, it has nothing to do with what the band talks about or says. It's like just the name itself caught my eye.
Yeah.
Just that word, tendencies. But I just feel like it's just weirdo shit. It's like you got tendencies to be weirdo. You know, be a freak. You know.
You
But,
got
like,
tendencies to
Yeah.
rob a 12-pack from the
Exactly. You know,
gas
it's like.
station. That's my tendency problem.
I love it. But it's like that's what I'm kind of itching towards. It's like nowadays, like my main project is Planet Wasteoid. And,
I love it. I love it.
You know,
I think that's
and
awesome.
just like it's just a whole like psychedelic, freaky, hardcore punk rock mashup of just like trying to like depict my own in my own world. You know, like especially how like fucked up our world is right now, and how like crazy life is right now. It feels kind of like refreshing to like create your own world to a point.
Got it.
And just like just the idea of just like Planet Wasteoid is like a bunch of like just freaks hanging out in the wild, just like doing slappies and laybacks and throwing paint everywhere and just getting wild and skating and making art and having some brews here and there, getting a little stoned here and there, having a little coffee, you know, just like getting wild and getting freaky and just like having a good time with the homies and just like doing your shit. And that's what it's all about, really, to me. You know, it's like Planet Wasteoid. You know, it's like
I love
you know,
the name.
just like the Wasteoid is kind of like you know,
I can already see it in my head.
You know, it's super colorful.
Through your
you know?
drawings, I can already see it in my head. I also see some other artists that I'll have to send you some links on your Instagram, but there's some other artists that could help you with that too, that just draw a lot of random psychedelic, just like weird people hanging out, you know?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
That's what it reminds like Planet Wasteoid, that's a good name.
You know, it's like, so it's, you know, I try to like, you know, I wish I had some of my grip tapes here to show, like, or paintings also.
I'll show
not just grip tapes,
Yeah, he'll hook them up.
I'll make you the short. Have you watched it? There's a short video about you.
Okay.
Nice video.
But like on some of my paintings, I do on grip tape or just on prints or on canvas. Like I try to like depict this whole like weirdo revolution and this whole like this Planet Wasteoid is a comfy place for anybody who associates being a weirdo and a freak.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that
it's like,
vagrants?
Yeah,
you have
vagrants.
tendency-
I love it.
Now you have tendency. Your Instagram Tendency Art.
Yeah.
What's your other? Is Planet Wasteoid one of those?
Well, I just have the one thing,
So-
but like I just do it all there, you know.
People can see it.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to see
like-
more of Cole,
We got tendencies on Planet Wasteoid, you know. It's all one thing, you
you
know.
have a website.
No website yet.
I know you-
Please, people, we
Don't
want
worry
you,
about a
we
website,
want
just
you
go
to
to
follow
Instagram.
him on Tendencies. Check out his art. Amazing stuff and amazing energy.
Yeah.
You know.
But yes, it's just crazy how like how I've been kind of like hinting at this whole like, kind of chit chat with these cool homies today. You know, it's like like how like I like the idea of art being like organic and just kind of like you know, it's like if you just like always have art supplies on you, always have a sketchbook, always just like ready to go, you will make art. You know, just like without a doubt. You know, it's like you know, but like I don't know, that's in my eyes. You know, some people don't see it that way, but like to me, it's like what we were talking about all day today is just like it's like art being is like always like on the go, organic.
Well,
it's like
see, I'm an expressionist.
yeah,
So it's kind of the same thing.
yeah,
Where expressionist comes from an old school art term from France or whatever, but I'm an expressionist, so I just express what I see around me.
I like that.
And so it's the same kind of thing, just random, like as long as you got the paint, you got the sketchbook. I keep a canvas in the back of my truck. I keep brushes in my car, just in case I see the right shadow on a mountain, and I'll pull over and I'll paint the damn mountain. So same thing with you. I mean, side of the freeway. Sitting on the bus, sitting on the tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
I was saying earlier, it's like making zines, and that was kind of my introduction to like publishing my own art, But like zines kind of taught me how to like publish my own stickers.
Yeah.
It's like and to me like stickers is a whole other thing too, where it's like, cause you can go to a post office, right? And you can just like swoop like a whole stack of like postal stickers, right?
Yeah.
And there's like blank. Yeah, they got little priority mail scribbles on the corners, but you can easily throw a little spray paint over that and clear it up, and it's a free blank sticker ready for you to go. And like making zines, I've discovered how to like take those postal stickers too, and like I'll run into the machines too, and like print art onto them as well, or just like printing art onto the stickers, or even stenciling the stickers too.
Yeah.
It's like postal stickers have always been a pivotal thing in my art. I feel like, cause like I was like, oh damn, this is like a revolutionary thing. Like you just like you can go to a post office, get a stack of stickers, and like, cause like say like when you go to Ranch and I have my grip tape on sale there, or also on a side note on the Ranch or on grip tape as well. You can go to Ranch and buy my grip tape. Also, just recently, we have my grip tape at Modern Monarch, which is a new skate shop in town. They just opened a year ago.
Where are they at?
They're like on West Temple and like 23rd Southish.
Shout out to
Modern Monarch.
Modern Monarch.
Modern Monarch.
Modern Monarch and Ranch has. If you want to get some of his grip.
Usually at Ranch, I print and grip tape there, but. I just want to make a side note on the Modern Monarch because I just got grip there too. But, what I was getting at is that like either one of the shops, one of my things that I like to do on my grip tape too, because like to me I love stickers.
Yeah.
So just like I always try, right at the moment right now, I'm just getting back on my feet with funds and stuff. We live in a stupid world of capitalism, So like, but usually I have vinyl stickers, which are great
those are awesome
because like they last way longer. But I always have some sort of assortment of like 2 or 3 stickers stapled to each grip tape, because to me it's rad to like if I go to a skate shop,
get a little bonus.
A little bonus, If I go to a skate shop and I'm like brand new place, I don't know anybody, or whatever, and I'm like buying a new deck and I'm looking at the grip tape wall, you got all these like whatever big companies, you got like, and like what really attracts people is seeing like the local artists, but like if you see some local art waste away grip tape, but you also see like a bunch of stickers on there too, you're like, damn, I want some stickers and grip. That's way more worth it. Like that sheet up there is the same price, but it's just a sheet of grip. That has stickers too. So like, I'll have some like hand-drawn like postal ones. The hello my name is. Like at grade school, I'll have some like hello my name is.
Hello my name is.
And then I'll write freak on it. And then some cool font or something like that. So like it'll be like a eyeball like on some priority mail sticker, and then it'll be like a hello my name is I'm a freak, too, and then you maybe pretty soon I'll get some vinyls on there too.
Have you heard of this? Is it the Salt Lake sticker machine?
Oh yeah, I actually have had stickers I've never seen before in the past.
I don't know who runs that.
My friend Natalie runs it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
We should get her on here.
Yeah, she's really good.
Put that in your queue.
There we go, Allie.
Yeah, shout out to the
Natalie.
Salt Lake Stick
Natalie.
Machine.
That's
Allie.
after Ed.
I've never met you, Allie,
That's
but we're gonna meet
after,
you.
That's after Ed Templeton.
Yeah, right.
Don't doubt.
But yes, you know, right now it's been kind of a weird time as the world is right now, and
It's strange, man.
but the one thing I'm kind of missing out the most, I'm doing a really cool grip tape and prints and paintings and stuff. But the one thing I'm missing out on is one of my core things I like the most when I first started making art was zines taught me how to make was making flyers for shows.
Yeah,
and
the whole music industry's been shut down.
Like I was saying earlier, I really enjoy music. I consider myself involved with this production of music. From a big scale stagehand stuff to small scale punk shows in Salt Lake. And I've always enjoyed the idea of this there's a local anarchist collective punk house here in Salt Lake called the Boing House, and I lived there for 4 years. And that was kind of I discovered how to make zines at the same time I was living there, so it was really organic. Whereas I was living there and I discovered magazines, and on top of that, that house hosted punk shows. So it was just
Maybe that's where I saw you. You lived there.
Yeah, I lived there for 4 years. So
it was that rent free, isn't it?
No, but it is pretty cheap. It just it's more the idea there's a whole bunch of homies living together.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a cool place.
It's all it is, a whole bunch of homies living together, and we do cool shit.
And you do shows. It's really great.
And it's
Yeah.
a bummer. A couple of years ago, some cops got called and shut down the spot, and so we haven't had a show since then, and since 2017. And so a couple of years ago.
Right.
But
Are they doing shows there now?
no, not anymore because of that whole
Did you ever
scenario.
go to Stale Street?
Where was that?
It's over there by Snuggy's spot on Banks.
Okay.
Used to be a little concert venue, Stale. I think it
damn.
was Stale Street.
That sounds
Yeah.
sick. That's about it.
Yeah.
But yes, living at Boeing gave me the opportunity to make show flyers, and whenever bands would hit us up to play at the house, that was kind of my deal was I'll be stoked to have you guys play. It'd be rad, It's the only thing I'm all about is I don't play music. I just make art. So I want to make the show flyer for your show. So it was my every show that came to the house, I did the flyer for it.
Nice.
So that was my people in town started seeing my whenever they saw a Boing flyer, they saw my art on it.
Yeah.
And when I first started making flyers, I would always sign them as art by Cole Armstrong in the corner. But then a couple years later, I started signing them as Tendenciez Art in the corner. So that's where I find it kind of nice. Where Tendenciez Art is not just a stupid Instagram handle. It's a way I sign flyers. It's a way I sign my stickers. It's the way I sign my paintings.
Sure.
When I give you guys prints today, it's on the corner to do.
I think it's not. I think it's a lot more comfortable to not use your full name and just use.
Yeah.
In the modern day that we live in, my art was gregwhitefineart.com for a while, and then I was nah, I'm just gonna turn myself into a number. So studio number 2.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's I've always been influenced by skateboard culture and graffiti culture, and both those have always been an influence of why use your real name? You have way more imagination than that stupid birth name you got. Cole's an alright name, but
I asked you that question.
being called a waste is way cooler than being called Cole.
Yeah.
Or freak or whatever. I say, but all this rambling aside, all I'm saying is show flyers to me are the coolest thing ever. It's because when you go to a show and you're oh man, this show is so kick ass tonight. I want to bring a flyer home to tack on my wall. So I can remember that cool night. And or the touring band wants to bring home a flyer from the show they played in your town.
Yeah.
And then they bring it home You know, so and like say that they brought it home overseas or they brought it home to New York, you know. So they're tacking your art on their wall, but like they're tacking on your art on their wall just because they want.
She goes again twice. You have to get a new mic.
It's your foot, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the
We'll get
mic!
No, my brother back in the '80s, he used to go to a lot of concerts, and he would save all his ticket stubs and pin tack them
That's
up on
what's
his
up.
wall.
That's what's up. Yeah, I love that shit. You're like, I'm over here picking my nose, you know. But like, I backed that so hard because like.
Oh, I grab those flyers at shows that I try to find.
Yeah,
so I can pull off what's around.
You know, it's like show flyers, ticket stubs. Like that's also one thing. Like nowadays, it's pretty rare to go to a show and I get a ticket stub. It's kind of lame. Like unless it's like a really big name show, you might get a ticket stub. But like and like I did like I remember like a few years ago like seeing War and like, I still have a ticket stub for that. And like there's a few other shows I still have ticket stubs for.
Yeah.
But like it's still a rare thing, you know. But like.
Well, I think he had like Salt Palace.
Oh damn! Like old school.
We're
yeah.
talking '80s.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
That's the shit.
going to see who were some of the old '80s bands.
Because Salt House doesn't have shows anymore. You know.
No.
It's this big like ridiculous multi-marketing conventions and shit. You know.
Yeah, I think you saw the Scorpions there.
Oh shit! That's sick.
Yeah. Tesla. All those old school 80s hair bands and shit.
Before we continue on, I just want to bring up a show flyer. I think that's the raddest kind of like art because like it just like you know you go to a show like you know most people want to bring back like you know say you can't afford a T-shirt or a CD of the show but like you want to remember the show you bring home a show flyer you know and then like
do you give them out or do you sell them?
Oh, I don't sell show flyers you know like
just hand them out
and then like. You know, because usually you make a show flyer about a month or two prior to the show too.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, to hype up the show up.
Yeah.
You know, so like, and then once usually like if I always make sure I attend the show that I made a flyer for. It just seems right. And like I'll like purposely like stop at like Office Max or Kinko's or whatever the heck you know and like. Print off an extra like 10 or 20 to bring the show in case, and then it's like throw it on a merch table, and so in case anybody wants to take one, yeah. And they're usually always gone because like people are stoked to bring flyers home, and it's just rad that like you know, it's like tiptoeing from like zines to show flyers to grip tape to just like whatever. It's just always been a rad exposure of just getting my art out there. Like regardless, I'm making art.
Yeah.
And regardless, this is like it's the way I can release my imagination, and so like if no one liked it or wanted it, I would still make it. So it just like it's just rad that like the Salt Lake skate scene and punk scene has always been so receptive to my creations.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's a great place to. It's a great place to do it, man. I mean,
you know,
it is very low key too. I mean, it's getting more crowded.
It is Salt Lake City, you know.
Yeah, it is Salt Lake City, but
it's still picking up.
As far as that scene goes, it's still going to be smaller than Salt Lake City, which is the way I like it. You know.
For sure.
I like being out here in East Mill Creek because there's nobody out here.
Yeah.
So I just keep painting, and then we have shows, and I have friends that know me, and they commission me for paintings every once in a while.
Hell yeah.
You know, I'm not looking to make $1 million, you know.
You know,
just looking to create.
we're in the same boat, homie.
Yeah.
You know,
create.
That's all we're trying to do out here. Just make art, create. You know, shred a little gnar.
Yeah.
You know, just like get a little wild in the streets.
Yeah. I don't skate, but.
Well, you definitely.
If I got on the skateboard, I'd probably be a prop. Paraplegic.
You're a guard.
Well, you don't skate, but we definitely back it hard, you know. And you know, it's like you've had a lot of good friends of mine who skate on the show, you know. Just like you know, it's a cool thing you guys got going on here.
Skate and art are linked. Snowboarding and art are linked. Surfing and art are linked.
We can't stop.
So you can't go one without the other. You really can't.
Exactly.
The show is what it is, especially
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just our friend, you know, and there's happen to be
Like I'm saying all day, like skating, like fueled my art, and art fueled my skating. You know, like
Yeah, exactly.
that's the way it's always been. You know, it's just like, and like definitely like skating and art fuel each other, but then music, especially like. I love all music, but like if it's a little faster, more aggressive, like some punk, rock and roll, metal, you know, like it definitely fuels it even more.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
So hell yeah.
Well, any last words? You want to say anything? I think we should wrap this up for.
I think I've said it.
No, yeah.
I mean, no, we'll wrap
We
it
good?
up for now. For now, cheers. but like, no, you tagging. Well, you've done a lot of murals and stuff. Or?
Yeah, I've done some murals here and there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's-
Where can people see it?
go out in the streets, you know.
You're tagging out there though, right? You're doing
He's
shit
not
like
gonna
that.
say where.
All right. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
We're talking street secret.
In the back of the car,